You will be surprised how much more is possible as soon as you start sharing your bucket list. Welcome back to Tick Off Tuesday, and today I want to talk about this. I'm not sure if you can recognize it, what it is, but I did a looping in an airplane. And this has been something that is definitely something from my childhood, something that I wanted to do. So there are different categories when I brainstormed ideas for my bucket list. One of them was that I was thinking about what is something that the 7-year-old Joel always wanted to do. And there were things that I came up with, like for example, rolling down a tractor tire, a steep hill, or setting an igloo on fire. Like these are very random things that are on my bucket list. But another thing was this one. I wanted to do a looping in an airplane. So this was definitely not something on my list where I was like, okay, I can do this year. Like this was something that, okay, maybe at some point in the future, but first I'm gonna go after something that feels more possible to me. Until I started to share my list with other people. Because this is something I recommend anyone doing. Share your dreams and your goals with other people. Like even if it's just friends or family, I can promise you that this will already help you to accomplish those things. Because as soon as you start sharing your list, people know what you actually want to do. I just deeply believe that every human being wants to help. Like this is just something that is in our nature, and I feel like most of us just want to help, but most of the time we just don't know how we can help. So as soon as you see a friend having this goal or ambition, you kind of start to think about, is there a way I could help? And if you have an answer to that question, you want to help that friend. So this is exactly what happened to me with the item number. Where is it? It's always so hard to find those items on my own bucket list. Ah, I got it. It's actually all the way down there, number 92. So I shared this list on social media. I think I made a carousel with like 5 different slides, and a friend of mine commented, is like, hey, I did that. I did that with a friend of mine who is a pilot. I can introduce you to him. And then I was like, yes, please. And literally a few days later, we met in a cafe and I got introduced to that pilot, and he was super cool and is like, yeah, of course, like you can just come with me. Like it's totally fine. I can help you tick that off your list. And I was sitting there, I was like, really? Is it that simple that you just share your dreams and all of a sudden like people reach out to you and actually help you and kind of like take you by the hand and do it with you? It's like, that's amazing. So then probably like another 2 or 3 weeks later, I met at the airport with this pilot. And it turns out that it's actually I don't even know the word in English. Like Segelflugzeug. Is it like a sailing airplane? No, that's weird. Like the airplane with which we're gonna do the looping doesn't even have an engine. So it's just like it gets pulled up by other airplane and then we fly around, and at some point we're gonna do the looping. I didn't even know that's possible to do with such an airplane, because I just knew that these kind of airplanes, they just try to glide as long as they can. Oh yeah, I think glider is the right term for Segelflugzeug. And again, this pilot was just super nice and he really wanted to help me to tick that off my bucket list. So we got pulled up by another airplane, but at some point he was like on the walkie-talkie and was like, okay, let's start the acrobatic flight. I was like, all right, let's go. In order to do the looping, you have to do a dive first to get a lot of speed. So we did that, and then at some point just going up. And I remember that you can feel the G-forces, of course, and you're going up. The crazy thing is, because there is no engine, it's literally just quiet. So you go up, but you hear the wings a little bit, like cracking, like, I mean, it probably sounds scarier than it is, but you can, that's the only noise that you can hear, and you're going up and it's like, oh, wow. Woo. And when you come back down, you can also feel the speed because you accelerate again. I think we did it like 2 more times. And at one point, it was very interesting. I had this thing from my camera. It's like a fabric thing. And I literally let it go mid-air because I knew that when you're on the top, there's no gravity pulling on you. So I let this thing go and it just floats in front of me. And this is how I felt as well, because there's no gravity when you're mid-air. It's like, oh, you're just floating. So I also have another thing on my bucket list, which is to experience zero gravity, which could count as well, but obviously I want to do that properly in like one of those big airplanes where you're not attached to a seat or anything and you can like literally just float around. So that's gonna be something I will do later. But the looping in the airplane, that was just epic as well. And it's just interesting because it was such a cool experience, and it just happened because I shared my bucket list on social media. I shared it with other people. And also, I think for me it was best case scenario, because often it can happen that someone recommends you something and then you still have to go there and book that and kind of do it yourself. But in this case, my friend organized a meeting with this other guy so he can introduce me to him, and then we just went to the airport and did that, and I didn't have to pay for it because this pilot was so nice that he was like, yeah, it's on me, it's free, you don't need to pay. I was like, that's just so nice. And I'm making this video because I want you to know that those things can happen. Like, it's possible that someone else that you maybe not even know can help you to tick something off your bucket list. But I'm gonna say it again, that only happens if you share your dreams and your goals, because otherwise people will never know. And I think exactly these stories are so important to know, and that's the reason why I'm doing those videos, the Tick Off Tuesday videos. So yeah, if you don't want to miss out on future stories, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.